Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. This is a early release. I was awarded some extra time. That means I've been putting in a lot of extra time, right? Um, I'm going to dive right in, but I'm going to say a prayer over everyone who watches um, this channel, this session, right? Because of the intensity and what I have to say. Lord, I thank you for this time. I thank you for every person that watches, whether live or in the future. I thank you for protecting them against those that would try to harm their mental, for those that try to play games, that try to manipulate, that try to undermine, that try to falsify against everyone who watches this. I thank you for leading us all in the directions that we should go, leading the viewers, maintaining the peace of those whose peace is trying to be disrupted by the hands of the enemy. I thank you for giving us unconditional love within ourselves, to love ourselves so much to recognize what is happening while it's happening so that we may pull out when we need to pull out. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. So, to be completely honest, this is a little vent session, but in the venting, I've often realized that whenever I vent, there are some key things that come out. There's some knowledge with it, right? Whenever you go through things, they're learning lessons. They say that they're growing pains and whatnot, but um, that means that there's a life lesson here in it all. And so, as you all can see, that the title for today is "Don't Let Them Play You." Um, People will try to play your intelligence. Uh, they will try to do things to harm you, to get you to react, um, to set you up, point blank, point blankly to state. People will try to get you to do things to disrupt your peace, disrupt your job, your relationship. Um, your future, your career. And that's the enemy, because the enemy sees that you are doing things, you are meant to do things bigger and greater. And so, what happens or tends to happen is that if people can paint a untrue picture about you, then it will falsify who you really are. And what tends to happen is that people will say, oh, well, I'm not going to deal with that. I was going to work with this person, but I don't think I'm going to work with that person now. Uh, this person seemed like they were great, but now they're, I'm not seeing some very good reviews on this person, and I'm hearing that this person is very difficult to work with. I'm hearing that this person doesn't really know how to do their job. I'm hearing that X, Y, and Z is happening. And the truth of the matter is that people are there to set you up. Either they have, they don't fully understand something. And so they try to bring you down to their level because they don't want their shortcomings to show up, or they're jealous. And there's no reason, it's not fully understand why people are jealous of other people. Why? If you see that I'm doing well, especially if you've seen me in the past struggling and now I've come up, why are you jealous of me? Why aren't you happy for me? Why, or if you want to know, if you want to be in the same position as I am, have the guts enough to say or to ask, how did you do it? It doesn't have to be publicly sought out. It can be a private lesson. That's why we have mentors. That's why people go through tutors, because it's a one-on-one tutorial on how to do better. But instead, people will rather stay in their minds, people will rather stay in their egos and drag you down to their level. Don't allow that to happen. When someone is playing your intelligence, when someone is playing your emotions, because they are very valid, when someone is trying to downplay your degree level, your workload, your work ethic, call them out. I don't care who they are. All my life I've done that. And I've had teachers in the past to question why I questioned them, and I said, well, per our discussion, you said that I was going to get this grade, but this is the grade that was recorded. What happened? I don't care if it was 2 points or 1 point or half a point. I want to know why my grade slipped within the 2 day period that we've had our discussion. What happened? Um, and it's not to say that I was being anal, but it was, if you say you're going to do a thing, do it. Because most people, and especially in the business world, if you sign a contract or a memorandum of understanding, right, it is an understanding that if I do X, Y, and Z, then you will supply X, Y, and Z. If I was to do A, B, and C, then it is understood that you're going to do A, B, and C. Right? It's literally a contract that goes line by line, item by item, goes into detail how our interactions would interact and what is expected of me and what is expected of you. But sometimes people will try to take that into their advantage and make it seem like you're not holding up your deal of the contract. But you have the right to say that is not true, especially if you have the proof, especially if you've been doing the work, right? Don't let people try to run your name in the mud. Stop it. If you have to include your own witness, do so. Because there's a lot of manipulators out there, and there's a lot of people who like to gaslight people. Those are real things. And in fact, there is a book on Audible called what is it? It's like the gaslighting effect, and it tells you what people do when they are gaslighting you. And when people gaslight you, they'll how it looks is, I'm gonna have a private one-on-one meeting with you, and then and I'm gonna say some things to you. I'm gonna give you the backstory. And then when you're all in a public meeting, when it's more and more, then the person's going to play like the devil's advocate and throw it out there and see how you will react in front of other people. And for an example, it's like, oh, well, when you come into the room, I know we're supposed to be wearing black suits and a black tie, but I want you to come in wearing a black suit and a red tie, because you know that that's what you're supposed to do. That's how we said we were going to do things in the beginning, and I want you to show them that it is okay to wear this red tie. And you come in and everybody else is wearing black suits and black ties, and you come in wearing the black suit and the red tie because that was what you were instructed to do. And when now people are looking at you like, why? Then the same person will say in front of other people, oh, we try to set a protocol in place and put things into place, but some people just don't know how to follow directions. Some people like to do things on their own terms because they're just not a team player. And now you're looking at them like, I was instructed by you to do this. And now you're trying to call me out or attempting to call me out in front of everyone else. Well, because you now have had a private meeting, unless that meeting was recorded, unless there are minutes to prove that this conversation had, you now have been a victim of someone who is gaslighting you and who has set you up for failure. That is how they manipulate people. I mean, there's other things that they do. So I implore you to go listen to the book or get the book or just look up information on gaslighting, because that it is a true thing. And it's usually 100% of the time people do those things because they are lacking something in themselves. They see the drive and the leadership within you, and it may be something that they want or something that they can't do, and instead of trying to develop it, they will try to make you look bad when, as they say, the proof is in the pudding. I made the pudding. If you don't believe me, then taste the pudding, right? But there are people here that are set to destroy you from the inside out, because what that does is that destroys your mental, that destroys your joy, your hope, your inner strength, because you're exerting so much attention in trying to correct what has been wrong and trying to prove yourself. That is true. You should not have to over explain. However, in the words of my good friend Kenya, there are some people that will not get it unless you over explain. It goes over the head. You can say the door, you take 2 steps to the left, and the door is going to be on the right, but you have to take another 2 steps up to get to the right. People will say, "Oh, well, I took 2 steps to the left, but I didn't see the door, so I left." Or I decided to take 4 steps up, but I didn't see the door, like it was just a wall there. What did you look to the right? No. Oh, okay, well, you have to go and look to the right. There are literally people who you have to hold their hands and go step by step by step. And it's not something wrong that you did. It is because that is their learning style. That is the way they operate. People who work together must learn the working styles of everybody, the communication styles of everybody. That's the basic relationship principles. Know who you're working with, not just for their character, but their working styles, their communication styles. Understand their context clues. People give you a clue about who they are, and you can admit it, you can see it for what it is, or you can try to cover it up. Like, I had someone to recently tell me that, "I know it seems like I talk to you very brash, but um it's not towards you, so don't take it personal, because it's but I just get tired of having to explain things to people." I didn't say anything. I just sat there and I said, "Oh, okay." Because one thing about me is I like to play deer in headlights, because I want to see what other dysfunction that you want to share with me that you don't think that I'm going to catch up on. No, what it is you are brash because you want things done your way. You want to have your hands in every pot. And because you can't have your hands in every pot, and because you don't know every detail, you try to micromanage. You don't have to micromanage someone else that's had another leadership, um, that has just as much leadership quality as you are. You don't have to do those things. There's something about yourself that you need validated, and I'm not giving it to you. Right. Less than 24 hours, we've had a problem. Less than 24 hours. And I said, I am not going to just take this. I'm not going to be abused. No, we're gonna address this properly. And my response was, I recognize that we often bump heads, but it is because we're very passionate about our work. And I understand that we have two working styles. But please understand that you have to trust how you have given me this project and what you want me to do with this project. I need you to trust that I have it handled. You may not see the vision that I have, but I can assure you that we have the same goal in mind. And that's often the times uh, some miscommunication things that happen in the workplace and in some, I'll say, some friendships, right? One friend says, "Oh, I want to throw a party and I want you both to help me with it." Well, the person on the left may say, "Oh, well, I've known this person the longest. I know that this person is into, you know, roller skates and color. So I'm thinking we should do a party at the roller skate rink and we're going to have different colors spread out throughout the room. I'm seeing glitter, I'm seeing sprinkles over everything, different people to come wearing your best colorful suit." While the other person says, "I've come to know this person as a relaxed and chill person. So um, I'm thinking that the party should be something centered around, just a relaxing atmosphere with like jazz or like hip hop music playing in the background. And we're going to a restaurant. And it's just like a meet and greet social type of setting." Now, whereas both ideas are true about the person who said that they want to throw the party, you now have two other people that are just as equally qualified trying to help this person create the party. But what is going to happen is that they are going to clash with the ideas because they're going to want to impress the person that has said, "I want you both to help me with the party." Instead of both of them asking the person, "What are your thoughts? What is your vision? What would you like to happen at this party?" Those questions were not answered. And the person could have just said that just to say it, just to say, "Hey, I'm putting that out there now so you all can be thinking on some things, but we're going to actually meet next week to discuss this." Right? And we know that it takes proper planning to get things done, to plan events. But there are some people who want to wait to the last minute and just, "Oh, well, we're going to do this and we're going to pull this," and then you're scrounging around. And then there's people that say, no, with proper planning, you're not planning this for next week. You're planning this for maybe a month from now, where we can put everything together and plan it properly and make sure that we have certain things in place. And I'm saying all of this because those are the types of stages that set people up for people to get played. If even one bit of information is out of place, that is grounds for someone to make a sneak attack on you. So you have to know the playing field for which you're playing on. You have to know how to get out. And it's interesting because I was looking up a scripture and turned to First Corinthians 10:13. And I'm going to read it for you. And it says, "God is faithful. He will not lead you, he will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you are tempted, he will also provide a way out." And I thought it was fitting for this particular video because we know that in all of that, in all of the improper planning and all of the miscommunications, we would be tempted to act out of character. We would be tempted to go to old sets of behaviors if you're someone who's grown. If you was known in the past for having a bad attitude, but you have worked on your attitude now, and now people can approach you, there will be some times and things that will set you up for you to get a setback. And instead of setting back, you calm yourself, you think about what you're going to do and how you're going to move forward, and then you proceed. But those are all temptations. Traps are temptations to get you out of your new normal, your new self, your renewed mind, your renewed way of living. And in order for you to not let that happen, you have to put things into place. For example, and I've said this oftentimes with people in this space, that whenever you want to do something, write it down, have multiple people copy it. If you're having a conversation, let the person know, hey, this mess, we're going to record this, so you know, like, I make sure that I'm understanding correctly. If you have to use yourself in that light, because what you don't want to happen is people to say, oh well, this person said X, Y, and Z, and this person did X, Y, and Z, and the other people won't give you a chance or don't give you the chance to speak on it, on the same situation yourself. And so now uh, what they have done, excuse me, is boxed you in, placed a label on you, and now they said, we're going to keep you in the corner. And now who you are truly is feeling boxed in, you're feeling cramped, um, you're being shaded, and you don't know why you're being shaded. Things are being kept from you. You don't know why things are being kept from you. And it's because somebody else has painted this picture of you that is untrue. And I know people say you shouldn't care what people think. That is true. That is a true statement. However, you do also want to know what people think so that you can show them different. Because, like they say, your actions speak louder than words. If someone has says, oh, well, this person is lazy, they don't like to do work, but you're constantly showing people that you're working, you're making that person's words to be a lie. And now the people that they've talked to about you are going to look at them and say, I thought you said this person is somebody that don't like to work. From the time this person came in to the time this person left, all they did was work. That doesn't show me laziness at all. And in fact, now that I think about it, every time I see this person is working. That's not a lazy person. So you don't have to worry about what the people are saying, but it is true that you should know what they're saying about you. The scripture said, know those that labor among you, right? If you know that someone is always going to lie on you, you would do things differently. If you know that you're dealing with a manipulator, you're going to put things in place where they can't manipulate you. This person says, oh, well, I want to have a one-on-one meeting with you. Okay, well, that's fine. The day of the meeting. Oh, I'm going to record this meeting so I can make sure that I have everything said. I want to make sure that I don't forget anything that you said. I want to make sure that I stay within the guidelines that has been set for me. That person has to curb their words. They can't lie around you. They can't lie to you in private and then openly try to make you look like a fool. They can't do that. And if a person has a very strong and adamant reason as to why they don't want to include the others outside of just you and them, in a conversation about events. If they don't want you to record a meeting, if they're very adamant about you not recording, if they're very adamant about you not tagging people into email chains, those are clear signs that they have something, that they are worried about the lies that they have told on you, about the malicious acts that they have done against you. And as the title says, don't let them play you. Stop allowing people to address you any kind of way. Stop allowing people to talk down on you. Stop allowing people to just do whatever they want to you. Because you have to put it in a perspective like this. Would they do that to someone else that was okay? And I'll say it this way. So if we're talking about a work-related situation, would they respond to you? Would they, yeah, would they respond to a manager, a higher up manager, the way that they responded to you? If you're in a relationship, would they respond to or in front of their mother or their friends the way they respond to you and to you behind closed doors when nobody else is there? What are the actions that they're doing behind closed doors that they're not doing in front of other people? Because when people can't be authentic in every space that they're in, that is when you know that you're dealing with a mastermind of disguises. And I tell people, who you see me today is who you will always get. I don't put on a facade for anyone. Yes, theater is my major. It is the craft that I am very well in. But know that when you're talking to me, that the same person that you're getting right now is who you will always get. There is nothing that I have to hide. There is no sneaking around. There is no, oh, I'm gonna put on this hat in this space and this hat in this. No, 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 no. The character that you genuinely see today is who I am always. Always. Mad, happy, depressed, sad. I am this person. This is the person that you will always get. Now you may get a different tone, but it's always this person. And I lead with my heart. I lead with good intentions because I do believe in karma, okay? And whether or not you believe in karma or not, I believe that God would do unto those who do unto others. I believe that. So when people think that they're getting away with those things, oftentimes they're really setting themselves up for a trap, which is why you should also put up, as I say all the time, contingency plans. In the case that this happens, I've already put this in place for my protection and for my protection alone. But also, it'll destroy the plans of the enemy that's trying to work against you. Because the enemy will recognize that, oh, if I do this, then I'm going to be working against myself. That on it, this person devised a plan to catch me in my stuff. And I don't want to be sought out. I don't want to be looked at in this way. So you know what? I'm not going to I'm not going to do this plan. I'm a play by the rules this time. So you have to watch out for attitudes, the attitudes of people. Watch out how they act in certain spaces. Watch out how they act around certain people. I'm a watcher. I've been a watcher since I was a kid. And then in theater, they taught me how to watch people and to study people, not for this and for this arena, but to understand that when I need to present a case, when I need to be on stage, when I need to be a character, that I know how to act authentically. I can't, in prime example, I can't play somebody sick in the hospital that just went through surgery and be like, oh yeah, I just got out of surgery. How y'all doing today? No, I just got out of surgery today. So bear with me. Okay, hold on. If you can get me a pillow to put back here, thank you. But how are you doing today? You see the actions, the movements, this tone of voice is different, right? Between the two scenarios. You can catch people that are trying to play you in the same way. Look at how they act. Look at what they say. Look at how they say it. Look at who they say it to. Because some people are bold behind closed doors. But baby, get them in front of the true thing, and they are just as quiet as a mouse. They can't say it. They're too afraid to say it. And some of us are vocalists. Some of us are speakers. We have been put on this earth to speak out against certain things. And that is why I'm addressing this on this arena, because people will try to shut your mouth. People will have you believe that you are worthless and that you're nothing and that you are valueless. And I'm telling you now that you have a purpose. You are valuable. People don't come up against people unless they see true value in you. If you know you are worth $1,000,000, baby, be the $1,000,000 every day of the week, 365 days of the week, every hour, every minute, every second, every millisecond. Be that, because people will try to destroy that and take that away from you. But what has been placed on the inside cannot be removed by people. It can be turned down by you. It can be shut off by you. It can be placed away and tucked in the back of your mind by you and by nobody else. But trust and believe. If you keep nurturing that thing, if you keep nurturing that side of you, no matter what anybody tries to do, it won't cut off. That light is there for a purpose. That is your light. And you're not supposed to cut off your light or dim your light for anybody. You're supposed to keep it on. You're supposed to keep it on and let it shine, and even let it shine even brighter, because people will just try to ultimately discredit you. But like I said earlier, with the as they say, the proof is in the pudding. If you let your light shine, what does the light do? It shines over everything that's dark. It lets everything that needs to be seen and everything that needs to be known seen and known. There is nothing you can hide in a well lit room. And if you got that light within, there is nothing that you can hide when you have all this light shining through. So I'm going to stop there, but I do want you all to know that I want you to keep going forward. Even with just talking this out has even helped me. Because like I said, if you just tuning in, I did say this was a little vent session, but in it, I understand that this is something that needs to be said and something that needs to be encouraged and imparted to other people, because people will often just give up. People will shut off and shut down, and it's no. That's when you shine even brighter. Let people know who they are truly working with. Show them the things that you can do that you have not even shown them that you can do. So you all be blessed. And until next time, I will see you later, and have a good weekend. Have a have a blessed weekend, a prosperous weekend. And you continue to build yourself up. Don't let the light that is shining within dim or cut off for anybody. Be blessed.